Alright, boys, listen, another day, another update. They have been posting. Listen, they heard you for these past couple months and they said, you know what? Let me get to posting real quick. Alright, so the devs have been posting a lot. Have a lot of things to go over here. And good news. Well, not good news, but like it's news. There's no pizza in the oven this time, so the video is going to be a little bit longer. Probably we'll see how that goes. If I feel like talking that long. But yeah, unfortunately, I ran out of pizza. You hate to hear it. I hate to see it, but we're here. All right. So without further ado, let's go over what the devs are saying. Let's see if we can learn something new, okay? Because they have said quite a bit. And hopefully they keep posting so I can keep updating you guys. Yeah, you know, wink, wink, devs. Keep it up. You guys are doing a great job. All right. Now, let's go. So first, we have a player asking, it makes me glad that you're listening to people and tweaking the combat AI. It bugs me tremendously when trash units like recruits, militia, peasants, looter, etc. Can consistently block your attacks 3 times in a row, even when you have a 200 plus weapon skill and attack from different directions. Maybe they're just that good, dog. You never know. They could just be down on their luck, you know? But yeah. Moving on. What's it called? The community manager response says, the weapon skills weren't changed. Oops. And although we did rework the melee combat AI back in 1.2, this particular instance shouldn't be occurring. Even 2 consecutive blocks from bottom tier troops should be rare. That being said, it would be good if you give us specifics like exact versions you're playing on or a video showing this. I'll be honest with you, I think he's probably just you know when people talk stuff up where they're like instead of like saying like, oh man, back in the day I had you know $5,000 to my name, but they try to talk about like and they're like back in the day I used to have $25,000. You know what I mean? You just play it up a little bit more. You know what I mean? You kind of boost your ego just a little bit more. So I think that's what it is in this situation. But yeah, maybe some of the AI is doing that. But yeah, the community manager states that shouldn't be happening and it's very rare. But we'll see if there is an explanation for it later on. Then the same player continues and says, it's always annoying when a unit uses one-handed weapon, not shield, to block a hit from a two-handed weapon or swinging polearm and receives no damage except from a handful of weapons which have crushed through. In my opinion, units up to tier 3 should act more, holy, I can't say that word on YouTube, S/aggressive, and crush through should be a feature on all two-handed and swinging polearms over a certain weight threshold, but only in single player. Well, that's how it does work. What? Because he said crush through should be a feature for all two-handed weapons and swinging polearms over a certain weight threshold. Well, currently there is. That's literally how they work. They're on some, depending on. I don't know if it's based on weights, but there is a threshold. But the community manager says, at the moment, giving the crush through ability to all two-handed weapons would make them too powerful. I agree. While further diminishing the shieldless one-handed weapon experience, which isn't all too appealing as is. I agree. Yeah. I think one-handed with no shield is already extremely exposed, and it's extremely hard to even block, especially if you're getting attacked by more than one unit. I don't know if it's broken. I don't know if either or needs to get buffed or nerfed, really, in my opinion. I think and I think, for example, a one-handed, even if they block sometimes the two-handed should still win in that situation unless the one-handed gets a little bit too close, you know? So there's a give and take, and the one-handed obviously does less damage than the two-handed if it actually hits. So I personally, I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't think it's that big of a deal. And then he says, that being said, thank you for pointing this out. We have forwarded your feedback, and we'll keep it in mind for the future. Okay. Next, we have a player saying, just noticed something. I started a new sandbox. The lady I normally marry was stolen by a Vlandian lord. Brother, that's tough. I don't know if stolen is the right word. That's crazy. That's a crazy way of saying it. But, you know what I mean? You got to get your charisma up, G. But so once I became a mercenary, I hunted him down and executed him. Wow, this is, listen, if we were talking about this in non-game terms, my brother, that's him right there. You know what I'm saying? That's him right there. Go get him. That's him right there. But obviously we're talking about this in-game. The lady was pregnant during a mini Mary game, but was not pregnant when she came to my party. I also received 0 penalty relationship with her. Should be something for shopping off for chopping off her husband's head. All the relationship penalties went to the clan lord. Minus 60. A bit weird, but the pregnancy got reset, and the clan leader did not know my name when speaking to him. Relationship minus 60. Think we should have known the name. Okay, yeah. I don't know. Maybe she didn't like him because, you know, back in medieval days, you know, and even nowadays, to be honest with you, a lot of women they do kind of get forced into marriage. More so back in the day than now. So technically, her maybe not being mad at you for chopping off his head, that could be understandable. And then obviously the clan lord, that's also understandable why he would hate you, because usually marriage was like a way of like keeping peace back in the day, even though no peace was ever kept. But it was like a symbolic, like, hey, take my daughter's hand in marriage to your son, and you know, we won't kill each other, but like we will, but just like we'll pretend like this is peace. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. But the pregnancy being reset is a bit weird. I don't think it should be reset. I think yeah. I think that's the only weird part about it. And maybe obviously the clan leader knowing your name as well. Those are the two things that I think are weird about it. Her not having the relationship loss and clan leader having the most relationship loss, I think is valid. The other two are not. And then the community manager says, this is a bug. We will investigate it. Thank you for reporting. Indubitably. All right. Next, I think I have it on this page. All right. And then we have another player saying, having it as a two-handed or polearm skill perk at level 150 or higher would be reasonable, also in single player. What are we talking about here? Okay, so the full statement from the player is, I agree that it would be OP for standard units to have it, but I think having it as a two-handed or polearm perk at 150 would be reasonable. Also, okay, so he's saying giving all two-handed weapons crush through, making that into a perk at like level 150 for polearm, or for two-handed, or for both, really. Yeah, I don't think 150 though. I think 200. Having all weapons to do like a very, very good ability like crush through, I think 200 would be better. And then the community manager says this could be interesting. We'll bring this up in discussion. There you go. Not bad. I agree. Making it a skill, yeah, why not? Next, we have another person saying, is there any way to edit our own... Wait, I can't even read, sorry. Is there any way to edit your own clan's character's face/hair? Okay, so I'm guessing they're talking about like your brother, your sister, and stuff like that. The community manager says, not at the moment. No, not at the moment, eh? All right. On the one hand, I think that it doesn't make much sense to change your clan members' faces, as you could be changing your spouse's face when they might be a canonic... What does this word mean? What does this word mean? Canonical. According to or ordered by canon law. Now, what is canon law? Brother, what is this word? What is canon law in simple terms? Canon law refers to the body of ecclesial law that was developed within Christianity. Brother, what is this word? However, just forget about it. However, regarding changing your clan members' hairstyles and facial hair, we discussed it in a meeting. What is going on? All right, hold on. Okay, give me just 1 second, boys. Let me... My son was calling me. You know what I mean? I had to take that. But. Let's finish this up because I do want to talk to him. All right. So, yeah, I kind of agree. I don't think you should be able to change your clan's, like, face and stuff like that. Hairstyles and facial hair, they said they're discussing it in a meeting and are generally open to that, although it's not a high priority. That makes sense, changing their hairstyle and facial hair, because that's obviously something you can always change. But obviously, like changing how their nose looks, how their like eyes look, doesn't really make sense. And usually, what I've seen is like, for example, whenever you are starting a new character, your parents kind of look like your parents, if that kind of makes sense. Whatever your character looks like, your parents look like two people that would make your character. Do you know what I mean? Like it kind of works that way. So I think like changing the anatomy of the person kind of doesn't make sense. But it would kind of look weird sometimes. Like, what if your child looks completely different than you? You know what I mean? I can see the memes. I can see the memes, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But it looks like hairstyles and facial hair might be a thing coming up in the future. Anything else down here? No, no, no. Next, so how was version 1.2? All right. So I seem to be once again be hearing that Siren Call for Bannerlord and 1.2 has some worthwhile additions, but I also still see it's in beta, which honestly makes me wonder if Bannerlord will still be getting updates into 2030s. Okay, this is just okay. I see where this post is going, my brother. I already see it. Let me move on. So the one player says, "Why did my Imperial wife's voice change when we got married? My latest male character / clan is Imperial, so again the question is why did her voice change? Because she's in a clan, she just randomly gets the female Imperial companion voice." And then the community manager says this looks like a bug. We will investigate it. Okay, so voices changing is a bug. Then we have another person saying, have the banners, flags, shield textures been fixed? The latest version on PlayStation 4 still has the tarnished banners / shields, and it's awful eyesore, and I haven't seen anybody talking about it lately while looking for news updates. Tarnished banners and shields. What does that look like? We're doing a lot of Googling today. Okay, listen, dog. It brought me to Elden Ring. That is crazy. What does it look like in Bannerlord? Okay, yeah. It just looks like a shield with like barely any. Is this what he's talking about? It's like a shield looks like with like barely any color. I kind of like it though. Obviously, it looks terrible, but it is tarnished, right? It is like a setback. I don't know. That's how I feel about it. But okay. And then the community says yes. 1.2 series fixes the dirty shields and banners. Okay, so there is a fix for it. It just has not come to consoles yet, PlayStation and Xbox. Next, we have why did my Imperial voice change when we got married? Oh, and then the community manager saying, hey, give us more information and we'll help you out. Okay, makes sense. Next, we have any chance we can get class limits on multiplayer? So some multiplayer questions. Let's see what it's all about. So let's read the first post because it looks like this is just a reply to the first post. Don't know where to post this. This is a player saying. But there's no thread about beta 1.2.5 and I don't trust the multiplayer forums with giving a sane response. But I can't help but wonder if there are any plans on allowing server hosts to limit archer and cavalry classes by percentage amounts. Maybe that would be a good default for Tailworld servers. Okay, and then he lists like examples. Realistically, having that number of horsemen in a given team is kind of unrealistic. So I'm guessing he's saying a lot of people go for the same class, and there needs to be kind of like a mix. A lot of games do this, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They have like soft little locks, like if there's too much deploy. I think Battlefield did it. I know I played some of the Star Wars games multiplayer. They did it where like only a certain amount of people could be like the, like the, what do you call it, like the Jedis, and you have to kind of work up to it. You had like points to get there. Yeah, there could be soft locks. I think that is yeah, that could definitely probably be done. And then we have community saying we don't have any plans to implement class limits on our servers. I think that's kind of an L. I think you should be able to. But then again, I don't know how many people really play on the servers. I don't think many people play. So, I don't know. I think maybe that will deter people from playing if they, get into a game and they can't play their favorite class. So that also could be a reason for it. And then he says, for which game mode do you consider the amount of cavalry to be an issue and why? And why do you mean by unrealistic, unbalanced, or historically inaccurate? That's also true, kind of, because usually, okay. He just asked him a question. And then we're exploring class limits in terms of having the option to completely disable certain classes as part of the multiplayer in-game admin panel. which will be accessible to server hosts. Having a percentage based is not something that will be there for the first iteration of the admin panel. Okay, there it is. So he's pretty much saying there's going to be an admin panel where you can disable certain classes. And for the time being, it won't be percentage based, but that doesn't mean it can't be in the future. Good. So that could happen in the future. Sounds good. Next, we have my suggestion to make hideouts more fun. How big is this post? Holy! Top activity thread. What is this? Did you put this in yourself? Little bro put a thing for himself, or did the I think this is like, I don't know. I might go over this. This looks kind of funny, but okay. We just have this post right here that I'm gonna go over, but I might go over this in a separate thing. I don't know. This came out in April. I didn't actually see it in 2020. Actually, no. I probably am not gonna go over it. This came out a long time ago. A lot has been changed in hideouts. I apologize. All right. But we have a person asking, can we claim ownership in future versions of Bannerlord over hideouts for early stage storage and crime and gang recruitment? Can we take the idea to the devs for me? That's actually fire. No, that's not bad. I think that's doable. That's not bad. Like, if you take over an hideout, it works the same way as taking over an alley, because we already have the alley mechanic. So why can't we have the whole, like, take over a hideout? And that hideout becomes like a mini, like, let's say, castle for you, where you could store items, obviously, and obviously, like, you put people there. You could put like a companion there, with a couple of troops, but they can get attacked by other bandits as well, same way as alleys. That's fire, G. Holy. That's a good idea. Holy. Hey, Forest Bandit popped off. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Good roleplay, by the way, on that as well. But, yeah. I actually like this idea. Because we already have the mechanic in alleys. Just put it into a hideout. And the community manager says, sure, we can bring it up. Nice. But that's going to do it for me. I was going to do some other stuff, but I do want to call back my son. Listen, boys. I will have another video out shortly. I'm going to do a little Q&A. Ask questions! Go down below and ask your questions. We're doing a Q&A probably tomorrow or the day after. We'll see how that goes. But ask your questions away. And yes, I will see you guys in the next one.